Hello my friends, Soka the Geek here, and for this review we are going to take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse, the Arkham Knight, based on the Batman Arkham Knight video game. So I just got this via GameStop, so yeah, got it via GameStop, and here he is in all of his Arkham Knight glory. Now I have played Arkham Knight, and it was really hard. It was I didn't get very far because I guess I just don't have that much patience anymore for video games. But it was beautiful. Love the design of all the characters. So I am super stoked to take a look at this figure. I have the DC Direct one, so we will be comparing it to that later on in the review. But for right now, let's go ahead and get this guy open and take a look at him outside of the packaging. Alright my friends, so here's a look at the Arkham Knight outside of the packaging. So first of all, he comes with a grappling gun and then a smoke grenade. Yes, and it comes with 2 smoke grenades. So there's one in the hands, there's one in my finger there. Just dropped it. So there it is. So he actually comes with some accessories. Doesn't come with any proper guns or weapons, obviously, because of the Warner Brothers mandate. But yeah, so here's the figure. So first of all, how accurate is this to the actual video game? So I do have it pulled up on my other screen here. So there he is. That's a screen capture that I just Googled. So you can kind of see the differences in the costume. The video game version has more red. I can put him like right next to him. Over there on the pants, there's more detailing on the red and the white in the costume, as you can see in the video game version. Even on the chest, it's got some of the red, but not all of it. So definitely see some differences there. And then even in the mask, I think the mask is pretty accurate, but I think there's more detailing in the video game, of course. But I think overall the mask looks pretty good, and I love the eyes. The eyes look great. So yeah, overall I think it's pretty faithful to the video game. Again, the video game has a little bit more detailing, a little bit more color in the pants, so not 100% accurate, but overall it's fine. It's a great representation, I think, of the Arkham Knight. So yeah, there you go. But anyways, that's what I thought I'd take a look at it compared to the video game for a sec. But back to the figure itself. Excuse me. Let's take a look at him in more detail. So there is the head. Again, I like the helmet a lot. Kind of gives me the Batman Omega figure that was released last year. That kind of a vibe, the helmet. I like the blue eyes. Those look good. Like the mask or the helmet piece there, mimicking the bat ears. You have some nice detailing on that part. Some weathered look to it. The body armor is pretty nicely done. Not too bulky. So still allows for some good range of motion. The pieces bend as well, so you have some good range of motion, even though it's got armor. And there's the leg articulation. This is turning into the articulation segment as well, but whatever. And then it's got a little bit of a crunch there, a little bit, so you can kind of bend them a little bit, but not too much. The head, well, it doesn't move as much as I would like. Again, for me, if you watch my reviews, I like when the head you can move it up and down a little bit more. So you can't really move this one up that much, but it's okay. Still looks good. Looking at the back of the figure, there it is. So good detailing there on the armor. So yeah, I think overall I like this figure quite a bit. It reminds me of the video game. Pretty accurate. Like the colors. Do I like? Is it going to be my favorite Arkham Knight figure? We'll find out in a moment when I do the comparison segment. But there you go, as far as taking a detailed look at the figure. So here he is. But anyways, let's get into it. Let me bring out my DC Direct Arkham Knight figure, and let's kind of do a compare and contrast, shall we? So let's bring out some figures here. Alright guys, so here's just a quick comparison with another McFarlane figure and a DC Direct figure. So here he is next to the 3 Jokers Batman, which is a very big Batman figure. I think it might be one of the biggest Batman figures. And he stands really nicely next to him. So great height with that particular Batman figure. They look really nice together. So yeah, really happy with how those two scale together. There you go. And I'll be posting way more pictures of this guy with the actual video game figures. I just didn't have them handy at the time of this recording, but I'll post more on my Instagram with actual comparisons with the video game figures. But there he is next to a Batman figure. It's fun. Here he is next to the old school excuse me, DC Direct Bane figure. I had this guy out for another photo I did recently. So I thought I'd put him next to him, and there he is. Man, this Bane really holds up still. It's a 7-inch scale figure, so it looks great with, McFarlane figures and other 7-inch scale figures. So there he is next to Bane. We'll move Bane out of the way there. And then finally, here he is next to the classic DC Direct Arkham Knight. This Arkham Knight, I think, is pretty expensive now, if not mistaken. I think I have to get him on the secondary market at an inflated price. So there you go. And there you can really see the differences here. So I will say that I do think... Let's hold him. The one on the left is the DC Direct version. The one on the right is McFarlane. I will say that the DC Direct version probably is a little bit more accurate to the actual video game. Just, like I pointed out when I was comparing this to the video game image, the DC Direct one does have like the red detailing on the pants, like the video game. So it's just a little bit more detailed, or a lot more detailed, and a little bit more accurate to the actual video game. Even the helmet is a little bit more detailed and has a little bit more detailing in it, more reflective of the game. The helmet, though, doesn't have those blue eyes, but, it's still a really nicely detailed helmet. Other than that, though, I do like the McFarlane one quite a bit. Just kind of like what McFarlane does. He does his own take on these figures. I'm glad I just don't have a duplicate of this figure, because where's the fun in that? So I'm glad the McFarlane one has a twist to it and looks a little bit different. Because again, I have this one over here on the left. Which one do I like better? I don't really say I like one more than the other. I like the new one because of the eyes. The blue eyes are really cool. And it has, I think, better articulation than the DC Direct one. Actually, the DC Direct one is pretty articulated. It even has an ab crunch. But, DC Direct, I love them. One of my favorite brands, but man, they do snap pretty easy. So I don't tend to move them around that much. So yeah, I guess the DC Direct one does have better articulation in some regards. But you do get toe articulation with the McFarlane one. Although this is a little loose, I'll be honest with you. This is a little bit loose, but still... there you go. So yeah, I know I sound kind of lukewarm on this, but I really do like this figure quite a bit. I'm glad I purchased it. I think it looks awesome on the shelf. I like that it's different enough from my DC Direct version, where it's a different styled figure almost. So there you go. Yeah, I apologize. I know I sound a little wishy-washy on this, but no, I like this figure. I would recommend it, especially if you don't have this DC Direct Arkham Knight. Highly recommend getting this one to have an Arkham Knight figure. It's way cheaper, and it's an awesome looking figure, so I highly recommend it just based on that alone. But there you go. I'll let you guys, obviously make up your own opinion based on this review and, of course, your own experience getting the figure. And let me know in the comments what you guys think. I honestly haven't played this game that much, because, again, it was too challenging for me. So let me know if you think, which one you think is more accurate to the video game, which one you prefer. And there you go. As always, really appreciate you guys watching this video. Thanks for supporting me and my channel. I'll be posting more pictures of the Arkham Knight on my Instagram and some reels and things like that. So please feel free to follow me on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching this review. You guys have a great day.